Once upon a time, in a small village near the great mountains, there lived a young boy named Amar. He was the son of a humble farmer who worked hard in the fields every day. Though his life was simple, Amar carried a big dream in his heart. He wanted to become the greatest archer in the land. Every morning before sunrise, Amar would wake up and practice with his wooden bow. He aimed at an old mango tree in his backyard, focusing on the small circle he had drawn on its trunk. Day after day, his arrows missed the target. Some flew too high, others too low, and many veered off to the side. The other children in the village laughed at him. "Amar will never become an archer," they said. "He can't even hit a tree." But Amar ignored them and kept practicing. Weeks turned into months, and still his arrows missed. His fingers grew sore from pulling the bowstring. His arms ached from holding the bow steady. Sometimes, he would sit beneath the mango tree with tears in his eyes, wondering if everyone else was right. Maybe I should give up, he thought. One evening, an old traveling merchant named Deepak arrived in the village and rested under the same mango tree where Amar practiced. He watched quietly as Amar shot arrow after arrow, missing each time. "Young boy," the merchant called, "why do you keep shooting when you keep missing?" Amar wiped the sweat from his face. "Because I want to be a great archer, sir. But I'm beginning to think I may never succeed." The merchant smiled kindly. "Let me tell you a story about a man I once knew. His name was Vikram." Amar sat down beside him, eager to listen. Vikram was a diamond miner. The merchant began. He worked deep inside the eastern mountains, digging through hard rock every day in search of diamonds. He had a wife and 3 children to support, and he believed that finding just one diamond could change their lives. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Vikram found nothing but ordinary stones. His hands became rough and wounded, and his back bent from the labor. Other miners discovered diamonds and became wealthy, but Vikram found nothing. After a year of digging, he felt hopeless. His tools were worn out, and his body was exhausted. He decided to quit. That evening, another miner named Sunil saw him sitting at the entrance of the mine and asked why he looked so sad. "I've been digging for a whole year," Vikram replied. "I found nothing. Tomorrow I will stop. This mine has no diamonds." Sunil looked at him thoughtfully. "How many times have you struck your pickaxe into the rock?" "I'm not sure," Vikram said. "Maybe 98,000 times. Maybe more." Sunil nodded. "And what if the diamond is waiting at the 99,000th strike? What if you're just one attempt away from your dream?" The merchant paused and looked at Amar. "Do you know what Vikram did next?" Amar shook his head, completely absorbed in the story. Vikram couldn't sleep that night. He kept thinking about Sunil's words. The next morning, instead of leaving, he picked up his pickaxe and returned to the mine. He struck the rock once, nothing. Twice, nothing. 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. His arms trembled, and his heart pounded, but he didn't stop. Then, on what felt like the final strike, he heard a different sound. The rock cracked open, and there, shining in the dim light, was the largest diamond he had ever seen, sparkling like a rainbow. Vikram fell to his knees and cried. He had been so close to giving up. If he had quit the day before, someone else would have found that diamond. That discovery changed his life. He sold it for a fortune, built a beautiful home for his family, and sent his children to the best schools. But more importantly, he learned that success often comes to those who try one more time when everyone else has given up. The merchant looked at Amar and said gently, "You never know which arrow will hit the target. It might be your next one. It might be your 100th or your 1,000th. But if you give up now, you'll never know how close you were." Those words touched Amar deeply. From that day forward, he practiced with renewed determination. He stopped counting his failures and started counting his attempts. "This is attempt number 500, he would say. "This is attempt number 1,000. Gradually, the village children stopped laughing. They saw a new determination in him, one that could not be broken. One morning, after thousands of attempts, something extraordinary happened. Amar pulled back his bowstring, took a deep breath, and released the arrow. It flew straight and true, striking the exact center of the circle on the mango tree. He could hardly believe it, but he didn't stop. He shot again and again, and soon he was hitting the target most of the time. Within a year, he became the finest archer in the village. Within 5 years, people from distant lands came to learn from him. When students asked the secret of his success, Amar would smile and say, "There is no secret. I simply refused to give up." Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. Every miss brought me closer to hitting the target. Years later, when Amar grew old, he would sit beneath that same mango tree and tell children the story of Vikram, the diamond miner. He would remind them, "The darkest hour comes just before dawn." Winners are not people who never fail. They are people who never quit. Success comes to those who persist. And when you feel like giving up, remember, your next attempt might be the one that changes everything. Share it with someone who needs a reminder to never give up, because one more attempt can change everything.